no stranger to serving his country. Staff Sergeant Jerry Majetich began his military career in the United States Marine Corps. He spent 4 years in the Corps and then joined the United States Army, later on joining the Indiana National Guard, and eventually transferred to the 7th Psychological Operations Company out of California. In February of 2005, Staff Sergeant Majetich was mobilized with the 304th PSYOPS Company to Iraq in support of the 3rd Infantry Division. His story is a story of compassion, redemption, and survival. In October of 2005, he was severely wounded during his tour and is a recipient of numerous prestigious awards, including multiple Bronze Stars, a Purple Heart, Joint Service Commendation Medal, Army Service Commendation Medal, 3 Oak Flexors, and many more. He has been through no trials and tribulations, been rebounded into better today. But we are very thankful and absolutely honored to have him with us here today. Please welcome my friend, Staff Sergeant Jerry Majetich.
Good morning. How's everybody doing today? A little bit warm? Yeah, you want me to keep it brief? I'll try and keep it a little. I want to tell you guys a couple little stories about some of the things that we did. This year is Charles Dupree. He was one of my security detachment. He was deployed with me over in Iraq. He was my brother, and he's my friend. Easiest thing for me to tell you about how it was for me. I was psychological operations, and pretty much nobody knows what that is. So what do we do when we don't know something? Well, we don't like it much. So most of the units, the company commanders, the platoon leaders, they didn't care for me much. One of my best friends in the battalion that I supported was the intelligence officer for 184th Infantry. His name was Captain Raymond Hill. Nobody liked him either because he was an intelligence guy. He was the guy that handled all the interpreters. But him and I became really good friends because, well, nobody else liked us, why not, right? He used to go out on missions with us on a regular basis. Every time he had a chance, when they let him from behind the desk, he would come out and he'd run missions with us. My roommate, another one of my security detachment, his name was Shakir Guy, Sergeant Shakir Guy. He could play a hell of a game of Tiger Woods on the PlayStation, and he could complain like no man I've ever met in my life. But he was my friend, and when we were out, he'd watch my back, and I would have no other. As Melissa said, on October 29th, 2005, we did a battalion-size operation where we left Fob Falcon south of Baghdad. A little after 7 o'clock in the morning, our vehicle, the 29th vehicle and the 69 vehicle convoy, was hit by an improvised explosive device, an IED. The IED basically evaporated the rear half of our vehicle. Charles was thrown about 50 feet away. He was on the gun on top of the vehicle. He was thrown about 50 feet away from the vehicle, shattering his leg, receiving burns to his back and arm. My driver, then 19, Jeffrey Beatty, was blown out of the vehicle, and believe it or not, had very few injuries. He was just shook up, and but he turned out he's okay. My door remained closed on the vehicle and was basically welded shut. Propane was used inside the vehicle, so I was on fire. Once I was out of the vehicle, they put the fire out, and when they were doing their first aid, I was shot the first time. Unfortunately, it was one of my bullets that was on fire from the vehicle. Later on during the evacuation, when they were carrying me to the helicopter, I was shot a second time. So, I've had better days. But I'm still here, still walking. Behind me, sitting behind me that day was young Captain Raymond Hill. Although he received very few physical injuries that when seen, the blast had ruptured his brain and he was killed instantly when he was thrown from the vehicle. Sitting behind Jeffrey, our driver, was Sergeant Shakir Guy. He basically took the brunt of the entire blast. When they finally were able to, after the firefight, after they put the fire out, his body was burned beyond recognition. They were my friends. They were soldiers. They were heroes. During the evacuation, they couldn't stabilize me. I was hurting pretty badly. I was in Baghdad. When they took Charles to the hospital in Baghdad, they were going to send him off to Lonsdale, Germany, and eventually the United States. He wouldn't have it. He was my security attachment. So he stayed with me in Baghdad. Once I was stabilized, they threw me on a plane and flew us both to Lonsdale, Germany. When I arrived in Germany, I died for 92 seconds. They tried to take Charles and ship him to Polk Medical Center in San Antonio. He refused. He would not leave until they let me. He was my security attachment. He wanted to make sure I got home. So he stayed in Lonsdale, Germany with me for almost 2 days before they put me on a plane and flew me back to the United States. He was my security attachment. He watched my back down range in some pretty bad times, and he walked me all the way home. I want to say how honored I am that he was able to walk up on stage with me here today. Another quick, brief story. This is one of the people that inspired me when I was at Polk Medical Center. A young Lance Corporal named German, 19 years old when he was injured. He was burned over 97% of his body. Every day that I thought I had a bad day, this young man would come walking into my room and look at me and say, "God, it's not that bad. You're still breathing." And I'm telling you, every day, that he was one of the reasons I woke up and I was able to move on. No matter how bad you think you have it, there's always somebody that's a little bit worse. Lance Corporal German, his parents, when he was initially injured, both of his parents gave up their jobs, left their homes, left everything behind so they could come care for their son. His father was an attorney, his mother worked for a school board. They gave up everything and walked away without question. I think most of us here, if it was your child, it doesn't matter how much it would cost, what it's going to do to your family, you're going to make sure you're there to support them. And that's exactly what they did. They gave up everything. Early last year, Lance Corporal German went in for his 203rd surgery, minor surgery to his mouth. He didn't wake up that day. He wasn't able. But his parents, who had given up several years of their lives supporting him, did not regret one thing. They were just thankful that they had a couple more years with their son. We were all thankful, those of us who knew him, that he was there to get us through some hard times. And like you're doing here for us today, it's about support. Supporting each other, supporting our soldiers, and supporting our nation. So thank you all for coming out here today. It means a great deal to me. It means a great deal to the men and women who wear the uniform. It means a great deal to the mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers that have lost those who served overseas. And I'll end it real quickly now, but I just want to tell you, I don't care how you support your troops. I don't care if it's a bumper sticker in your car, if you want to donate money, or if you want to spend time. I'm not going to tell you who to donate to or how to do it, but I'm telling you, if there are organizations out there, if there's a soldier that wants to go to school, there's somebody out there that's going to help him. If there's a soldier that needs a home, there's somebody out there that's going to help him. If there's a soldier that wants to go fishing, or he doesn't have the proper equipment to get around his home from day to day, there's somebody out there that will help him. So whatever you might be interested in, or something you want to help away, any kind of Marine, sailor, airman, soldier, anything that you can think of that they might need, there's somebody out there that will help them do that. So before you want to donate time or money or any kind of effort, just log on to Google, look it up, and see if there's somebody out there. Because I guarantee you, there's somebody out there that needs it, and there's somebody out there that will help them get it. So please, continue your support. And if you're interested in these many organizations that are out there, please look them up and do what you can. In that, I just want to say thank you so very much for coming out tonight, or today. I know it's a little warm and got a little walk ahead of us, but let's push on and let's remember our great nation and those who served and fought for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Jerry. You are definitely an inspiration to me, and I'm honored to be your friend. Real quick.